Here's a brand new song about terrorism, just to lighten the mood a little bit, because we could get too serious, couldn't we? We could. Let's not. So it's a song about the war on terrorism, and it's called "There Is No War," and it goes exactly like this. This land is not your land and it's not my land, and we celebrate that fact by waving flags. The biggest threat to the government is the governed, and that's a fact all tyrants understand. Terrorism takes a heavy toll. First of all, it restricts our willingness and ability to consider problems rationally. That can be exploited by a PR machine to get enlisted to turn poor kids into war statistics. This is practiced by fundamentalists, both the free market and the Islamic. So who is us and who is them? And if it's true that we love life and they love death, then more violence is in their interests and not ours. But the cold truth hurts. Coercion works. That's why we need to get our retaliation in first. Still, all the people that expect to be protected need to know why violence doesn't make us safer, despite the predictable ranting of the tabloid papers and all the ill military behaviour. There's no new enemies or new frontiers. It's just the same old shit. So the poor kill the poor to benefit the rich. In a race to the bottom, you gotta move quick, from everyday tyranny to cartoon supervillainy, the mentalist terrorists and the Queen's own army, the unholy war and the market economy. I am Shameed, because if I'm scared, both those sides are winning. If only they could both be losing. But of course there's more than two sides to the war. The difference between them is the size of the weapons and their forms. The difference between terrorism and militarism is uniforms. The difference between terrorism and militarism is uniforms. But now these nutters are homegrown like Timothy McVeigh. So who protects us from us and we from they? That's the kind of division that bullets can't penetrate, although that's never stopped anyone trying. So if we want to reduce violence, we should be less violent. Seems so obvious, but it hasn't been tried yet. Like most shit, terrorism is a weapon of the rich, but they outsource torture to violent misfits. And what you proliferate, you might just get back. It's a privatised jihad, that's why the water runs black in Baghdad. So here's a human pontificating rights and wrongs. The fact is, I paid the taxes, so I bought the bombs. And I don't want a return on that investment bond. I'm on song because there's no time to stress and get hopeless, because most of this depends on what we do next. I don't want to be pessimistic just yet, but look around, we're not at war, we're having a nervous breakdown. We're not at war, we're just having another nervous breakdown. Trust me, I'm telling you stories. 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 Trust me, I'm telling you stories.